Hidden among the rolling hills of Malibu, where the ocean breeze meets the luxury of Hollywood, stands a sanctuary few have ever seen. While movie stars build mansions to celebrate fame, one man built a chapel to preserve faith. That man is Mel Gibson, a figure both revered and condemned, a Hollywood legend who turned his gaze away from the spotlight towards something older, quieter, and infinitely more sacred. In a land of noise and spectacle, he raised a monument not to himself, but to God. After the thunderous success of The Passion of the Christ in 2004, Mel Gibson found himself at a crossroads. The film had made him a household name not only as a director, but as a man unafraid to confront the mysteries of faith through art. Yet behind the acclaim lay exhaustion, controversy, and a growing disillusionment with both Hollywood and the modern church. Seeking refuge, Gibson began to dream of a place where the ancient rhythms of worship could live on untouched, where Latin hymns would echo once more, and silence would speak louder than applause. That dream took form in the rolling canyons of Agoura Hills, California, where he would build what he called the Church of the Holy Family, tucked away at 3188 West Mulholland Highway, on a stretch of land surrounded by wasotcha and oak trees and whispering wind. The Church of the Holy Family rose quietly from the soil. There were no press releases, no grand openings, only craftsmen, stone, and prayer. Built on nearly 17 acres of private land and funded through Gibson's A.P. Reilly Foundation, the chapel was designed as a tribute to the timeless beauty of Catholic tradition. Its structure mirrored the simplicity of old European monasteries: thick wooden beams, arched doorways, and candles flickering against walls of pale stone. Outside, the hills of Malibu glowed gold in the late afternoon sun. Inside, shadows danced across a Latin crucifix. For Gibson, this was not a building. It was a vow made tangible, a promise to guard what he called the old language of heaven. Inside the Church of the Holy Family, time seems to slow. There are no microphones, no electric music, no sermons shaped for modern ears, only the deep, resonant rhythm of the Tridentine Latin Mass, the same form of worship practiced by saints and martyrs for centuries. The priest faces the altar, not the people, as incense rises like a bridge between earth and heaven. Women veil their heads in reverence, men bow their heads in silence. Gregorian chants float through the air, ancient and haunting, until the walls themselves seem to breathe with prayer. Mel Gibson often kneels in the back pew, unnoticed, his hands clasped, eyes fixed on the crucifix. In this place, fame dissolves. There is no audience, no applause, only the presence of God and the echo of eternity. Behind the quiet doors of the chapel stands a powerful yet discreet pillar, the A.P. Reilly Foundation, a non-profit organization created and funded by Mel Gibson himself. Through this foundation, Gibson ensures that the Church of the Holy Family remains not a private luxury, but a lasting spiritual refuge. According to public records, the foundation manages over $43 million in assets, money not spent on lavish decoration, but on preserving the liturgy, maintaining the property, and supporting the priests who serve there. Gibson takes no salary, no credit, and allows no commercial use of the site. In a world where religion is often marketed, he treats faith as sacred currency. The foundation's existence is proof that his devotion is not a phase or publicity act, but a long-term commitment to keeping the old Mass alive. One donation, one prayer, one Latin word at a time. Yet, even a sanctuary can cast a shadow. The Church of the Holy Family has long stirred debate within the Catholic world. Because the chapel operates independently of the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, critics have labeled it separatist or even rebellious. Some theologians argue that Gibson's refusal to align his chapel with diocesan authority reflects the same tension that defined his film career, a fierce independence that borders on defiance. Others, however, see something purer, a man trying to preserve a sacred form of worship that modernity left behind. The Latin Mass, once the heartbeat of the Church, has become a symbol of resistance, nostalgia, and devotion all at once. And Gibson, standing at its center, embodies that contradiction, both sinner and believer, both exile and pilgrim. In 2025, news quietly surfaced that Mel Gibson had journeyed far from California to Mount Athos, the 1,000-year-old monastic peninsula in Greece known as the Garden of the Virgin Mary. There, surrounded by incense, stone, and silence, he prayed with Orthodox monks inside the Hillendar Monastery. Witnesses described him not as an actor or director, but as a pilgrim, barefoot, humble, and deeply moved. He attended midnight liturgies, shared simple meals of bread and olives, and spent hours alone in the candlelit chapel. "I have never felt such a strong connection to God anywhere else as here," he reportedly said. For many who doubted his sincerity, this journey became proof that Gibson's faith was not confined to Malibu's hills or Hollywood's headlines. It was a pilgrimage of the soul, a lifelong search for redemption that continues far from any camera's gaze. As the sun sets over Malibu, the hills turn to gold, and the chapel's candles begin to glow. To most of the world, the Church of the Holy Family remains invisible, a private sanctuary, sealed behind gates, hidden from the noise of celebrity culture. Yet within its walls, something endures that no scandal or criticism can erase. The sound of ancient prayers whispered in a dying language. The devotion of a man who still believes that art and faith are inseparable. Mel Gibson may have stumbled through fame, controversy, and redemption, but his chapel stands as a monument to endurance, to a belief that truth must be guarded even when misunderstood. In a city built on illusion, he built something real. Perhaps that is the quiet miracle of Malibu, a place where one man's rebellion became a prayer, and where every flickering candle still whispers the same eternal promise. That light, once kindled, will never go out.